everybody, it's Rachel again, Community Programs Manager at the Wenatchee River Institute. I hope you all have been enjoying the blossoms of serviceberry and arrowleaf balsamroot. This week, for episode 3, we're stepping away from plant life for a very special bonus episode. Here I am in a ponderosa pine forest that burned in the summer of 2018, and I have found a spring special that gets many people excited. The Morel Mushroom. Let's test your mushroom vision. Morel mushrooms are often very difficult to find as they look just like cones and blend in really well with their environment. So how many do you see here? I'll show you. Here's one. Here's one. Here's one. And here's one. There are many different types of morels, and morels live in many different types of habitats. This morel that we're looking at here is called the black morel, and it can be found in forests that have burned from wildfires. I start looking for morels in mid-April through mid-May, and always am on the lookout for a few sunny days after one day of a good amount of rain. So what is a morel mushroom? Well, the morel mushroom, the part that we see above ground, just like all the other mushrooms that we see above ground, is called the fruiting body of the fungus. Underground is an entire system of tiny root-like structures that are called hyphae. And those are incredibly important in the forest around us because they are what is sending nutrients between different plants and trees throughout the forest. Let's take a look at some identifying characteristics of mushrooms, and specifically the morel mushroom. All mushrooms have a cap and a stem. The cap is where the spores are produced, and that's how mushrooms reproduce. Specifically, the morel has a hollow inside that continues up from the stem through the tip of the cap. The cap itself is often described as a honeycomb structure with deep grooves. Some describe it as looking like a brain. Mushroom foraging is a very popular activity. It's another unique way to connect with the natural world, and the mushrooms that you're collecting are quite tasty. Different grocery stores in this area sell morels during this time of the year. Even though morel and different mushroom foraging is fun and exciting, it can also be dangerous. There are different look-alike mushrooms, and some mushrooms are poisonous to humans. So always make sure that there's an experienced mushroom gatherer within your group. I made a neat discovery out here in the forest. I found a false morel next to the black morels. You can see how similar they look to one another. This is why it's important to bring a mushroom expert with you into the forest. We'll see you next week for our regularly scheduled Plant ID episode 4. See you then!